Paddington, the district in a state of flux. The recent wave of new developments across the district is just another marker of London's boom. As time progresses, St Mary's Hospital doesn't, and it's feeling the strain. Established in 1845, the hospital is situated next to Paddington Station. Being the only hospital in the area that has a helipad within its premises, St Mary's is the only major trauma centre covering the entire North West London. The importance of the hospital is not just denoted by its accessibility, but also by its historical glory, where Alexander Fleming discovered penicillin. Paddington is a central hub for the northwest of London. With its prime location and its value to the district, St Mary's Hospital is the very heartbeat of Paddington. There is another historical significance of the hospital which is rarely told. The Mint Wing is the oldest facade within the premises. Described by the Royal Commission on the Historical Monument of England as the most impressive of the multi-storey railway stables to survive, it used to house horses for the Great Western Railway in the late 1800s. The steep ramp, where the horses used to be towed, still stands today. The ravages of time have taken its toll on the hospital. In fact, the facade has hardly been refurbished over the last century. Cracks are showing on the walls, revealing the age of the building. In contrast, new developments and renovations have been realised locally, bringing about a new and vibrant Paddington. Recent projects, such as the Crossrail, will be realised soon, yet St Mary's is still in a standstill. Age is catching up on St Mary's. The deterioration and dereliction of the building was identified a long time ago, yet remained unresolved. Derek Shaw, the head of Estate Strategy and Planning of the NHS Imperial Trust, narrates the uphill battle in maintaining the hospital with the lack of funding.
No, well, at the moment there's virtually no finances available.
Okay.
The problem is when you go in, people don't quite understand backlog. Backlog's quite complicated, and the backlog cost is the cost of that piece of equipment, effectively. So if I was going to buy a new box, but all that would do would reinstate the condition of this room back to as it was 30 years ago. But what you want to do when you update this room is bring it up to today's standards.
Yeah.
So if we were going to bring everything up to today's standards, we could be into the £2 billion plus.
Backlog maintenance of building features and facilities is expected to cost the hospital £750 million. However, even at this cost, the hospital will only be brought up to an acceptable level, making it more economically viable to decant existing sites and start afresh. Limited capital resources, on top of the debts accumulated by the recent failed plan to merge the 3 regional hospitals into a super hospital, has contributed to the tight pockets of the trust. One of the nurses from St Mary's Hospital reveals a mismatch between the limited space for expansion and the growing demands of patients. In her 16 years of practice, the building hasn't been altered to meet the demands of the changing times. In contrast, the workload placed on the medical staff and the pressure on patient space has been increasing, mainly due to the recent decision by the Trust to transfer patients from Charing Cross Hospital, but moreover, for the growing importance of these specialist services provided by the Trust. Luckily, recent developments in healthcare policies of the government has given us a positive outlook for the future of St Mary's. The release of the programme Shaping a Healthier Future sees a concerted effort from the state in prioritising healthcare and consequently the maintenance of the hospitals in London, including St Mary's. The Trust has also taken active steps in raising capital to fund its development plans. Capitalising on rising property values, the Trust plans to sell off plots of land on St Mary's Hospital campus to private developers. In recent times, the Royal Mail building was sold to a Singaporean company for £111 million. Valuable plots of land overlooking the canal, such as the Patterson Wing and Boiler House, are slated to be redeveloped to residential estates and then auctioned off to the highest bidder. The downsizing of the hospital as a whole aims to provide a more streamlined service. The acro wings will be developed first. In order to maximise the value of the existing site, the wings will be replaced by a 20-storey faculty, a major contrast from the underutilised land it is today. Also slated for redevelopment are the Salton House and the Victoria and Albert building. The design proposals reflect the increasingly high-rise nature of Paddington, particularly around the basin. St Mary's Hospital, hailing from decades of underinvestment, is on the verge of a long overdue redevelopment. If the plans remain on schedule, the hospital will finally have the buildings and facilities that is befitting of its status as the major hospital covering the northwest of London. And perhaps one day, it will tie into its local landscape and won't look out of place.